This video contains subject matter that may be offensive to some viewers. Discretion is advised. The content is purely the opinion of Daryl L. Gray and the OMC, Original Man Concepts brand. The ideas and statements expressed in the video should be considered mere opinions and editorial in nature. Any resemblance to individuals' real-life experiences or circumstances is purely coincidental.
Bombs up the vino, room full of smoke like we lived in a casino. She know, day I moved out is when I opened my eyes. Looking for the truth like God show me a sign. I'm not religious or the holiest kind, but the blessings came to me when I opened my mind. I was running around.
What's up, family? It's your boy, Brother Gray, back again, doing this thing that I like to do, that I feel like I need to do, that I'm commanded to do. And today we're going to talk about these white Christian nationalists out here trying to change their image. Now they're going to try to lean well into Christ and Christianity, and how Christianity is somehow, I don't know, how Christianity is white supremacy. I believe that. I think what's happening now within this movement, because MAGA is getting their ass towed up now. MAGA is losing people because, of course, you can't have insanity mixed with you losing your money, and on top of all the other sins that they commit, before somebody, even a racist somebody, decides, yeah, this is a lot. MAGA's a lot, especially when the head of your movement is losing his mind. And on top of everything else, he might have been out there dealing with somebody's kids in a way that he should not have. And anybody who supports that, anybody who's not aboard, about that, if you're not angry and disgusted that he would even be mixed up in that type of nonsense, there's something wrong with you. We can only imagine, and this is a hackneyed statement, we can only imagine if Barack had done anything like this. Anything like this. Could you imagine? And now they're out there making excuses for our commander-in-chief that maybe it wasn't as bad. Maybe he shouldn't. He should have made better friends. I remember when Barack had been, he had been tied to that pastor, that black pastor that they said was a black nationalist or a black ultra nationalist, or what he was, a racist, and how much crap he got for that. For months, he was tied to this extremist black. But now it's okay for our commander-in-chief to be tied to what? Some of the most heinous crimes against children anybody's ever seen. The most famous human trafficker, child trafficker in our history. That's okay though, as long as they're leading with their racism to get rid of the Hispanics, to erase the history of the African American here in this country. And of course, as long as you're supporting Israel. But now they're morphing into something that's more America first. But we also have to remember that a lot of these America first white Christian nationals are also white supremacists. You can't have one without the other, it seems to me now. Some of those non-denominational churches you used to go to, and all of the Christian Zion Baptists, whatever it is, you used to go to, that thought they were the model of your community. It's turning out that a lot of them were closeted white supremacists, right? And they're using so-called Jesus Christ's name to bolster their white supremacy. This is how you know that popular depiction I talk about all the time, that popular depiction of Christ is a white supremacist dog whistle, that it is a white supremacist image. There's nothing holy, there is nothing powerful, there is nothing sanctified in that image. Knowing what the Bible says, Yahushai, ignorantly known as Jesus, what it says he looks like compared to the depiction that they give you, if you're worshiping that depiction, which you shouldn't be worshiping Jesus like that anyway, if you're worshiping that depiction, you're worshiping the Antichrist. That is not Christ. But we'll get into it. Let's get into it. But first, lately there's been a guy. He popped up on the scene. Name is Jake Lang. And lately he's popped up his head and has decided that he was going to travel from one state, thousands of miles, to another state to get into the faces of the Islamic brothers and sisters. Now, I don't follow Islam. I don't necessarily think that it's the right religion for anybody to be in, as far as even African Americans, but a lot of us are in it. But I respect their right to exist and to be in this country and do what they need to do. You shouldn't worry about what God they're worshiping. What you need to be worried about is, are they paying their taxes, and if they're law-abiding citizens. That's what you ought to be worried about. This whole white supremacist, white Christian nationalist movement is about a bunch of people in the dominant society that won't mind their own damn business. This is about a bunch of people that won't mind their own business. If Americans minded their own business and were just law-abiding citizens, this place would be even better than it ever was. If we didn't do things to sabotage minorities, if we didn't do things to bring violence to minorities, if they didn't do things to keep minorities under thumb, it would be a perfect situation for them. But they control the money, they control the resources, they want to control everything because I don't know, maybe they, as the Bible says, maybe they were created under destruction. They're a tool. I won't get into that class today, but I'm going to get into these white Christian nationals. And I got a little twist. There's a little twist about this dude named Jake Lang. That kind of goes along with what some of us in the truth already knew. What we already knew, and we're going to bring it out. I'm going to try to do this as tastefully as possible. So let's go to the first video. It's on TikTok. Check this out real quick. This video in particular is when he first jumped up on the scene. He's up in a I guess a town hall meeting, spouting his contrived racist bullshit. Check it out.
And you marry 4 or 5 women, and you outbreed us. You change the laws. You make all of our country.
Don't get it twisted. He said the Islamic community there is outbreeding them. Because that's what really it's all about. Let me explain something to you about these white Christian nationals, these incels, and these guys that are so fervently and loudly a part of this movement. A lot of these dudes don't get girls. A lot of these dudes don't get women. And if they're getting any women, they're the bottom of the barrel type women. If they do have a girlfriend or anything else like that, they got some mush-minded troglodyte female that wouldn't know a penny from a nickel. These guys don't get girls. So that little portion of it where he talked about outbreeding them, that's their whole problem. That's a whole white supremacist problem. The white supremacist male, the whole hatred of minorities, especially blacks, is this idea of penis envy. It's penis envy. And that's not even a real thing. I haven't seen a lot of penises, but I know that this has everything to do with penis envy and the fact that a lot of women in the dominant society find black men, minority men, exotic and attractive. That's what they're mad about. What are we known for? Dancing, singing, movies, being funny, athletics.